A user is a person who a project is created for by an installer or a DIY user. A DIY user is also an end user, as after a project is created, he uses it, because he creates it for his own home. To begin with, a user must download iRidium app on his mobile device. After it, he logs in the app using his own login and password. For a user to have his own account, he must give his email to an installer for an invitation, and an installer enters it in a special section of the interface. After a user logs in, he sees all projects shared with him by installers or DIY users. A user can change his name and password here. He can use optimization for China if it is required. And he can also change display settings if a project is not displayed well. For example, if icons are stretched or, on the contrary, the icons are too small. Here he can change the type of display that suits the project best. After a user logs in, he can download a project he wants to control. There can be several projects here, if an installer made several projects for this user. A user can change the project name and it can be seen in the cloud. He can also delete the project from a mobile device to free memory, but he can't delete it from the cloud. After a project is downloaded, it can be opened. And now any user who downloaded this project on his mobile device can control automation equipment from this project. For example, he can enter any room and he sees here already that the lamp is on. He can use a macro and turn off all light. He controls equipment as he wants. He can also get push notifications if an installer set it beforehand before a project is shared with the user. Besides controlling automation equipment that is available to all users, a user can have access to editing logic, room interface, and getting push notifications if it is set by an installer or a DIY user. Let's see what access rights are given to this user and how it influences this interaction with the interface. This user has no access to macros. He can edit routines and schedules. He can view general settings and modes. He can edit room interface, and he gets both types of push notifications, information and alert. Let's see what push notifications look like. It's a window-based panel, and push notifications can be seen only in this bell icon. It's a log journal. This project contains a routine that sends a push notification when this lamp is turned on. Now you can see a dot on the bell. If I had now Android or iOS-based panel, we would see a pop-up, by pressing which we could get to i3 Lite. Here you can only see this message. A user can clear them. As for editing the interface of the rooms, a user can press the three dots and select Room Editor. Here he can move items, delete some widgets, and add some widgets. He can add a photo, some headings. Thus, he can edit the appearance of the page. After a user makes some changes in the project and there is a server in the project, a user must make the project public on the server. Simultaneously, the project is saved in the cloud for other users to be able to download and update the project and use it. If there is no server in the project, a user simply presses the three dots and selects Save to Cloud. Let's pass on to macros, routines, schedules, and modes. Let's enter the config that is available to an end user if he has access rights to these logic tools, and see what it looks like to him. Here is the General tab, and this user can only view this tab. He can see the style of the project, regional settings, but he can't edit them. If this user were given access to editing this page, he could change the settings himself. Let's move to schedules. This user can edit schedules. That is, he can create a new schedule, edit the existing schedules, and delete them. The situation is the same with routines. He can create a new routine, edit the existing ones, and he can delete routines. As for modes, this user can only view them. He cannot edit them. And he can't see macros at all, as he does not have access rights. Thus, different users can have different access rights in one and the same project. For example, the owner of the house has full access rights. He can edit everything, and he is the administrator of the project. Other users can only view or control.